They are two of the guys that I've known the longest, and they've been at the very top of my list since day one, man. They've been through it. Thick and thin, highs and lows. They've seen it all in Detroit hardcore the past 25 years. So always holding it down. You know, Critter had a Motor City Fest, and he's always booking shows. Matt fucking used to book a whole lot of shows, always active in bands. He has Flesh Wound, his other band. Critter's got Off the Wall. We get into it. We talk about it all. And, of course, we talk about the almighty Tied Down. That's what we're celebrating. 20 years of Ante Up and 4th year of Tied Down, stacked lineup. Plenty of bands to see. If like, shit, man, if you're into hardcore, you're into this fest. So I hope everybody who is going to Tied Down checks out this episode and is there early enough to check Ante out. Check out Ante Up, because they're like 4th on Saturday. It's a big day, so get there for them. Celebrate them. They got some sick merch coming out, so have your Apple Pay ready or whatever the fuck you use. Cash only. Cash is king. Keep it that way. But other than that, things are going well on this side of the Terror Zone, as everybody knows. Rob Lynn from Blood for Blood made an announcement that they just recorded a new fucking LP. I don't know what he said. I don't remember, but a whole ass new album. So you can guarantee, hopefully 8 to 10 songs will be wild if you're into that shit. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but Tied Down is the big event this week. We're gonna keep it on track with that, and shout out to everybody who's listening, and share this episode. Get pumped up. Go eat some good food in Detroit. Do your due diligence now. Start looking it up. Where are you going to eat after the show? You're going to go to Lafayette, Coney Island, okay? They're open till at least 1 a.m. So, keep it real. Yeah, got another one coming out, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Shout out Matt and Critter once again. They've been on my list since day one, at the top of it, the very top, and it's finally all worked out perfectly. Thank you again, and shit, just stay on the lookout for their new album. It's fucking sick. Long time coming, these two fucking Matt and Critter. This is exciting. Been talking about it since
since the beginning, right?
Since the very beginning, yeah. I started doing it in 2021. What the idea was in like late 2020, and yeah, with much influence from other hardcore podcasts, like nothing fucking, new, but it's here in Detroit, and I like to talk to my homies about fun shit and old shit, and yeah, like I said, like you guys, especially you, Critter, like you're the only one that I really remember like actually meeting, and like I like seeing you at a show. You're like the only one that I remember, and it was at Floyd's Bar in Lincoln Park. It was CDC.
Through the Eyes of the Dead?
No, it was before that. It was CDC, The Alliance, All My Blood, and something else.
John Bo's other band played.
Oh, it was another.
I don't remember what it was called. They spray painted their merch.
Yes.
Oh, did they?
I do remember that. But that's going back.
But yeah,
how far is that? That had to have been what? 2000.
He wasn't even printing merch yet.
2004, I think.
2004.
Yeah, long time ago, because he wasn't printing merch. It was CDC, and they actually had real merch, and then his other band was...
I can't remember
some of the same dudes, and then one other guy.
I feel I need to...
The singer told me his name was Skeeter Valentine. I forgot.
But that was
when I met that guy. I don't know who he is. I probably met him since then. He's probably played in CDC at some point. But when I met him, he introduced himself as Skeeter Valentine. I was like, all right. He was wearing a dress shirt. And he looked like a crackhead. I was like, dude.
Well, because there's only a handful of shows that was at Floyd's Bar. And it was like, in my hood, it's only a fucking quarter mile from here, right down the street.
Right.
Not far
at
all.
Modern Exchange ain't far either, is it?
No, in the other direction a little bit. Maybe 7 minutes in the car.
Okay.
But I can fucking walk to Floyd's Bar.
Fair enough.
That Active Room or whatever was just down the street, too.
Yeah, that was on 4th Street.
Yeah, down in Wyandotte.
Yep.
Yeah. I never, dude, for some reason I never went there, but there's some fucking cool shows happening there.
Yeah, we played there with a whole bunch of bands.
CDC,
we played there with CDC and
point.
Nasty. That was that show.
Wow.
Played there with Poison Tongues and a bunch of the local bands that we had at those times. I can't think of who else. I know some other touring bands came through.
One time came through, and
that's another one.
Afterwards, when we were packing everything up, I started singing that "What's Going On," and everyone and their brother, everybody started singing along. I figured one or two people might sing with me. We had a whole sing-along. It was awesome.
Yeah, we had a really good show
even
there,
people
too.
that I don't think were even at the show that were just probably drunks at the bar.
Just
started singing it.
Regulars.
I think the last time we played there was with Menace, if I'm not mistaken. I think we played from Pennsylvania. Fucking
dope.
Awesome band that we used to play with a lot.
Was dope. Rest in peace, Menace.
Look, man, there's not many bands that have made it 20 years in Detroit. You know, they come and go, they pop up, do a reunion, and they fucking disappear. But you guys, has there been like, what's the longest you guys have gone without like playing a show? Has it been a year
I would think.
span,
I
or
think
a
it was.
couple
I
years?
think it
don't
was
know.
something probably around a year. I think it was around the 2009, 2010, and I would guess you'd call it a light hiatus, but everyone was super busy. People were in other bands, but then our good friend Corey passed away. So we did a really big benefit. We were going to do a reunion, set rather, I guess you'd say. We didn't break up, but we were like, okay, we'll play. And it was at the Ritz.
That was supposed to be... Citizen was supposed to be on it. Strength and Honor was supposed to be on it.
Yeah.
Hit List from St. Louis.
And there ended up, it was at the Ritz, and there was like, if I'm not mistaken, there was like 300 or 400 people there. I mean, there was a lot of family members and stuff, but it was really big, right? And it was like a great turnout. Raised a lot of money for Corey's
for his,
family, the funeral.
Right, it paid for the wake or whatever that is, and then the cremation, I think.
Yeah, and
or at least most of it,
So we all kind of just sat there, and we were like, because me and Matt were fumbling around with starting like a new side project band at that time. And then when we played that, we were like, why don't we just keep going with Ante Up, right? And actually, start writing more. And so I'd say like our biggest stop of playing was probably around maybe a year at that time, but that's about it. And then since then, I would say in the 2010 to like 2016, we were playing a lot around here.
Tavern every fucking weekend.
Oh yeah,
Yorktown, yeah.
Miss that venue. Pennsylvania, we were playing, tons of times, probably 4 or 5 times a year, right? Ohio, all over Missouri, Canada, like a lot of spots like that.
We played Wheeling, West Virginia one time.
Oh,
and
boy.
he fucking... So, all right, we got there early, and the owner is like friends with people we know, whatever. I always heard he's the nicest dude.
Shout out to Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck. Well, he was like, we get there, and he's like, oh, yeah, bands get free PBR and Jameson, whatever.
Oh, great.
I was like, all right, cool. So, like, Critter didn't drink. I think Rich was in the band.
Yep, Rich was in that.
Matt Slawick was in the band. They didn't drink. So it was me and, who else was it? Kevin?
I can't even think.
Me and Kevin, I think.
It might have been.
All right, so, and Kevin don't really I don't think he really partied like that, but
He did. Matt does.
turned one on real hard, dude.
Hey, free PBR. And
Dude,
Jameson, it's over.
I got fucking shithoused. I was playing in my underwear
My bad.
in this like sweat lodge of a room. It was supposed to be upstairs because the place had like 3 venues. It was 3 floors, but like something happened to the roof and it fucked. I don't know. So we played downstairs, so it was like a bar with like a small room and super cool. And then we get done and I walk out. There's like a coat room, I guess, or like a little breezeway where it's, not super heated, it's cold. And I'm laying on this little couch thing and just fucking steaming, And I was just like, oh, it feels so good. The Critter come out. Before we played, he drank like, I don't know, 6 5-hour energy drinks.
It was somewhere around there.
Jesus.
Yeah. So he drank like 6 of those before we played and he came out and he's fucking shaking his ass off like he's fucking Michael J. Fox or something. Jesus. Fucking... Literally, dude, he just looked nuts, and I was like, "Are you okay?" I'm sitting there in a fucking drunken stupor, and I still had the wherewithal to be like, "Dude, are you okay?" And he's like, "I think my skin's gonna crawl right off my fucking body," and then he just walks out into the fucking right to the gutter and in the street in West Virginia, and he just starts puking in the and there's cars, literally not like a car, 2 cars, 3 cars, there's just cars all over the place driving. He's just power puking his guts out, and then the fucking. In the thing, getting up all the toxins
gross.
of this fucking...
Well, we didn't go to sleep when we drove there. I think it was like a Saturday show, and we drove through the night, and we didn't fucking sleep. And then, we rarely got to, do any long, big tours, right? So when we went out, we would try to just fucking stay up and fucking have fun. And there was a bunch of 5-hour energies because we went to Sam's Club, Ziggy and Chuck and I. Shout out to Zig. And... they had a whole brick of them, so I was like, well, I can have a few of these.
You're not
and
going
then
to buy a brick of energy shots.
Right, we played, and it was wild, right? Chuck was fucking behind us while we're playing, chucking beers in his own venue, throwing them on the brick wall. Like, it was wild. And like he said,
you don't care.
oh yeah. And like he said, I ended up in the gutter, throwing up fucking everywhere. It was fucking one of my crazy ass fucking migraines that I get.
Straight edge kid fucking puking his guts out in the gutter, dude.
So let me ask you though, how was the scene in Wheeling? Because my wife's aunt lives like across the Ohio River, right by Wheeling, and she lives up on like a mountain. And we go to Wheeling to like grocery shop and shit when we go down there. So how is like this scene? Because we always
It was cool.
Yeah. I've never seen like shows listed there like very much, but I know they do.
It was at Yesterday, so that was like the venue that did a lot of those shows, and like that's Chuck's spot.
I don't think
He's got
it's
like
a thing
Pittsburgh,
anymore, right?
No,
and,
it's
like, Wheeling's
not.
like very close. So
Yeah.
like if you can probably
And talking to like a lot of our old friends, like he said from PA and stuff, like they had like some legendary shows there. You know what I mean? Like when I went to a show there randomly in the winter, and it was Barricade, Know the Score. Can't think of the third band, but like they had like a lot of bands that would come through there, and it seemed like really cool. When we played there, people went off. I mean, I wouldn't say there was tons of people there, but the people that were there were very involved with the show, right? Moshing or whatnot, and it was cool.
Was that really cool. That was the first show though? Was it Thursday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember. All I know is we drove straight to it, like from work. We all met at Rich's because he
I want to
was
say
in
it was
the
a
van.
Thursday. We played a Friday.
we
and
took
a
your
Saturday,
van.
and then we came back on Sunday.
Okay,
If I'm not mistaken,
that
so
makes sense. I mean, you're going back what 13, 14 probably years.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't
So-
remember what I fucking had for breakfast 2 days ago. So
yeah. Man, but fucking Ante Up is fucking forever. So
yeah, we'll beat
fuck
this dead
breakfast.
horse as long as
It's not
Yeah.
even dead, man. Look, dude.
we're gonna knuckle this horse to fucking right into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't going anywhere with it. I mean, this July will be actually 20 years. So him and I are the only originals. Like started in 2005. In Port Huron, which is wild. Had a few members since. I think me and Matt have tried to count the number. It's been a ton.
Yeah, we've had more members than Guar in a lot less years. So,
But kept it going. It's been fucking awesome. Like I said, we played a lot around here only in the first few years. And then, like I said, since we've done a lot, we've been really thankful to play out of state a lot. We got to do a Europe tour with our friends and Life Betrays Us. That was fucking legendary in our eyes, right? We never thought anything like that would happen, which was really fucking sick. And we got a lot of stuff coming up this year. Some of it can't share just yet, but another bucket list item for us, which is really exciting. So keep your eyes open for that. Probably within the next month or so, you should see something online about it. So
yeah, maybe. If it happens, I'm going to get all the Pokemon cards ever.
Okay.
Critter wants to buy panties from a vending machine that they may or may not have. So
Oh my god.
if, you know.
But look, and there's been hints here and there of new shit eventually, but I just want to go back to like I feel like you guys got the shit end of the stick when you guys dropped Time and like fucking COVID hit. Like
yeah,
like
our release show I think was literally December like 8th or 9th.
yeah,
in
then
2019.
Yeah, then it started fucking.
COVID was like, what, March something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It started showing up like around the world like a little bit before that, even like for, like
Right.
January
I
probably.
just mean when they
But
were like,
shut shit down for sure.
Well,
yeah.
we played
It was March
Canada,
something.
I think, literally the week before that
Uh-huh.
everything shut down. So, like, it
Fuck.
was, like, really close. So, we
Uh-huh.
got to play 2 shows on that. And then, like you said,
It was
everything
shut
just
down.
stopped.
life just stood still for a while.
Yeah, it just stopped.
Yeah, because
And,
weren't you guys supposed to? I don't know. It was you guys? This was like Cold Shoulder and Enemy of God was supposed to be at Refuge Skate Shop. I thought you guys were on it.
Yes.
And then it got shut.
Yep. There
yeah,
was
like,
a show
canceled
there.
the
I
week-
think it was Refuge. I
Yeah.
think it was. And that's
Yeah.
when everything went wild, which was crazy. And I think nothing really happened for what, probably 6-8 months. I think shows maybe started popping. Is you went to the big one
Yeah, in
in
New
New
York.
York, right? And that was
That
like,
was a year later.
was that a full year?
Yeah, because it was
Okay.
in March.
Yeah,
it
it
shut
was-
So
it
even
down.
longer.
Yeah, I think
And
it was
that
a
show
full
was
year.
April, and then the first like show back here was fuck, Kubla Khan played like the Sanctuary or something, and
Okay.
then Edgemen did the Neverending Game and End It show.
Oh,
like, a
yep,
week later,
yep,
or
yep,
a
yep.
few days later. And
It was
then-
packed. People went fucking
Mhm.
ballistic, and that's kind of when everything started open. I felt like cities across the country kind of had their show that popped it back open.
Where they're like, who's going to do it? Someone's got to do it. You know,
yep.
Whatever. People didn't want fucking fingers pointing, you know, whatever. Like, you're not doing this right, or you're putting people in danger. Fuck them. So that's how.
But any videos or pictures you've seen from them shows, I feel like were legendary in their thing, right? Because like they were all like, holy shit, like, because no one saw that coming, right? No one saw that coming, and you couldn't do anything. I mean, like, what kind of happened with us that I felt was a bummer, right? So like that happened. No one's playing shows, right? And during that time, you know, Matt and myself, especially, we're going through some crazy life stuff outside of the band, right? So we kind of didn't really have a momentum. You know, a new album came out, everything stopped. You know what I mean? Then we had some shit going on.
That was a really shitty stretch of time.
It really was.
Time was the bitch for
it really
bit,
was. And it was just like, damn, you know what I mean? So,
like, hey, this record, can't play it. Hey, your grandma, she's dead. Hey, your dad, he's dead too. Hey, you want to get a divorce? Yeah, fucking throw it on the pile. It's fine.
Soon after that, my dad passed, and like it was just like one hit after another. You know what I mean? So we kind of just like
punched in the nuts by a little person over and over and over again.
It was fucking nuts.
Speedbagging your balls,
Speedbagging your balls for 2 years.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, like I was saying, like, so that album like couldn't have been like fucking celebrated, but it's one of my favorites out of all you guys' shit. And I had just started going back to shows maybe like a year or so before that, after my little break, and I was like, they put a new album, and Never Ending Game was popping off, and everything was. I was like, holy shit, what an awesome time! Then, boom,
D Block came in like I think 21 or 22 right around, and then you started seeing bands. Like I felt like overall, like a lot of bands are coming out, but like I think Michigan, especially in the past 2-3 years, has just been on a whole another level, right?
There's a lot of bands.
I mean, I know Matt and I probably I've been going to shows since like 99, 2000, around then. I probably saying maybe a little bit earlier for you. I've never seen it like this. You know what I mean? Like, and all the bands that are coming out are good. Like everyone's playing like solid stuff, and everyone's kind of doing their own sound. Like it's fucking wild right now. It's really cool, and I think Michigan really has a imprint on what's going on in hardcore right now.
I think so. And it's actually pretty healthy, you know, like toxicity wise. It's not too it's not too, inner turmoil I'm aware of anyway. Everyone seems to be, on the same page, just fucking
people aren't getting thrown down the Magic Stick stairs nearly as much anymore, so that's a good thing,
Who knows? Well, Friday.
Shout out to whoever may or may not have thrown people down that stair set. At least a handful of times. It wasn't me. It wasn't Critter. It wasn't us. It was a different person.
But it was just
I don't want anyone to think that was the case.
It was, I think with everything going on, like you said, everyone's sharing everyone's stuff. I mean, there's bands right now with kids like 17, 18, 19 years old that are like putting out mass music. And then I still think a lot of the old heads around are still writing music. So it's really cool to see that. I think you're right. I don't think Michigan's ever really been unified like that tight as it is now. Yeah. At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
We even had our own, not drama, but struggles, being like the younger generation dealing with some of the older people, like wanting to shut down the fun and the bands, like, hey, we're here, so we're gonna have fun too, whether you want us to have fun or not.
Yeah.
But
and I think also too, like, you have a lot of venues that like helped everything grow too, right? You got Maxwell in the Sanctuary, you got Edgeman, right? Magic's starting to do more hardcore shows again, right? It kind of went away for a while, but you got stuff going out in Grand Rapids. I just think there's a lot of people that are really holding it down and trying to really push, Gatekeepers, shows like that, Parts and Labor, all these venues that are bringing bands through, which is awesome. Sometimes even on the same night, and all the shows are packed, which that's not even a thing that used to happen either, right?
Yeah, man.
That Gatekeeper, sorry, that's a band. Gatekeeper's place, when I first went there, based on what I was told it was and whatever, I figured like, okay, like they probably have like comic books and like Pokemon cards and shit like that. I was like, all right, cool, I'll go check it out. It's literally just like little tiny statues of wizards and shit, and like
some Star Wars fucking shit.
Completely random,
dude. It's it's like wizards and orcs and shit. Like it's pretty much it.
Yeah, I didn't look that deep, dude.
Have you been there?
Yeah, because I didn't know. Like, I didn't think I was at the right place when I went there. It's like a storefront. I was like, I thought they were going to move some like shelves out of the way, and it would just be in the front. I'm like, fucking nobody's in here. Then I seen a G-Wheel talking to somebody, and I was like, why is nobody here yet? And then I walk in the door, and like, everyone's back there. I was like, oh, There's like 150 people in that back room.
Right, and it's got a cool like hall feel to it. Like it's kind of like a grotto-esque like type room that's just on the side, which is pretty neat.
I like how it has the bar too, and then like there's tables where you can. They got food too. I think, don't they?
I don't know if
you
they
can
got
bring food in.
but
You can bring food. Yeah, everybody's bringing pizza from next door in there.
Green Lantern right there, definitely cool. Like that's kind of like awesome as everyone grab food and then literally right across the street, right, they can go.
Yeah, when Flesh Wound played there.
And it's a cool fucking
Me and Rich got a
spot,
pizza. Split one of the little deep dish boys.
Oh yeah, it's good,
That
dude.
was real good.
Yeah.
You know, the way I interpreted that room was like, it's like if you took like a slice out of the Modern Exchange, just like 1/8, and then just put it on the side of that store. That's how I looked at it. But they have a bar. They do have a bar. You can buy alcohol and drinks there and shit.
Honestly, like, looking at the walls and everything, it does kind of give that vibe.
Yeah, and then there's like one soundproof like fucking tile on the wall.
Yeah,
this is gonna help.
This will stop it. This will stop it. You hold it down with this.
But yeah, if anybody you got to bring all your own shit there, like PA, everything. Yep. There's no backline, nothing. So.
But I think that's cool though. Like I think
got tables if you want to bring your fucking Magic the Gathering cards though.
That's it. Yeah.
I've seen kids full on playing that while shows are going. Like there's no way they can hear each other talking at the table. There's just bands ripping.
What did you say? I said I'm summoning my level 6 dwarf.
The music shuts off and they scream that.
But yeah, it's but I think they have in a venue too where you got to bring a PA and all that. Again, like we've kind of been spoiled the past few years with legit venues like having shows. But when we all started going, like you had to get a PA, you had to find people that had equipment, like you were scraping all that. So it's kind of cool to have.
Dude, everybody wants to use their like all right, they'll do a backline now like for any of these fucking shows it seems. And then everyone's using the same cabs and shit. And like legitimately, I just bought a fucking like $1,500 fucking new cab that I was excited for, and I've never used it anywhere other than my bedroom, like my back bedroom. I've practiced on it. I cranked it up a little bit just to piss my neighbors off because they were knucking if we buck in. Dude was working on his car, so I just fucking cranked it up and started whittly whang at him. But other than that, I've never gotten to really let that cat out of the box, and it's.
But just remember, like we played shows where like they barely even had a PA. I mean,
I used to borrow everyone's equipment anyways. When we first started, like I'd borrow bass gear and shit, and like, but now I have my own good stuff because I guess I'm kind of an adult.
Nice.
And like
we're both getting there.
I just don't get to use my own shit because people are like, oh, we're doing a backline. So next time I'm just gonna bring mine and be that asshole.
There you go.
Like, I paid money for this fucking thing. I'm gonna use it.
And Justin uses his own drums, I think, every time. So
yeah, he's very
particular.
Yeah, he's particular about
it. I don't blame him. He likes his shit. He fucking. Like,
it's not cheap.
For it.
Yeah.
I paid for it. I don't use my shit.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
And he wanted to sound good. But yeah, I mean, even going back to, is that where you guys? How did you guys meet? Was it like the Grotto or something, or were you guys already friends before you started?
I don't know if we.
Yeah, it was a Grotto.
It was the Grotto.
All right,
we need to go 100% full details, but yeah,
I'm gonna give you the little. I don't know, whatever. I'll give you this explanation.
Let's be
all right. So
leave names out if you have to.
I used to. It don't really matter. I don't even remember names. I don't care. Whatever. But all right. So I used to book shows at the Grotto up in Port Huron. Like I'm originally from up that way, so I would always just book there. Whatever, cool. So and this is a long time ago now. This was
2003 or 4 or something like that.
I mean, we started like 5, so it's probably 2003. Yeah, I think so. So anyways, people were moshing. Some girl got kicked in her breast pretty hard. And she was like, kind of like, holding it, like obviously hurt. And I knew her brother. I went to fucking grade school with her brother, So, I was like, oh shit. I was like, are you okay? Like, I seen it. She got fucking Shawn Michaels super kicked right in her tit. And I was like, are you fucking okay? And she's like, oh yeah, I'm fine, whatever. And we were cool. So I was just like, don't worry about it. This guy here will rub it. And I thought it was her boyfriend, so I was just joking, and she and I were cool and she laughed. And the dude was this big monster motherfucker. He just starts doing that fucking like jock preppy thing where he's clenching his fist and he's standing there staring at me. And he's like, that's my best friend's little sister. And I was like, cool, man. Like, are you going to rub it or not? Like, what the fuck? Like, shit or get off the pot, bro. That's why are you here and he's not? Like, what is this? You're not hanging out with him right now. You're hanging out with his little sister. So I don't know what your angle here is, but whatever. So he could have punched my head straight off my body, you know, I don't know, whatever. But, like, I didn't care. I was like, dude, fuck you. And so Critter comes up, and at the time, Critter probably weighed about, like, 45 fucking pounds soaking wet.
We didn't know each other.
We didn't know each other at all, but yeah, no, not 45 pounds. But no, Critter used to be, like, a much smaller, skinnier dude when we were young. And we didn't know each other at all. I knew of him. You know, maybe he knew of me because I booked shows. He comes up and he goes, is this guy giving you a problem, bro? And mind you, this dude fucking is towering over me already. And Critter is less than half my size. And I'm like, don't worry about it, dude. I got it. It's cool, you know, whatever. And so the dude was sitting there clenching his fist. And Critter starts talking shit to him. He's got that little chihuahua like thing going at him, you know, like the dog doesn't know how big it is. It doesn't care, you know. And the dude's still clenching his fist like he wants to do something. And in my head, I'm thinking if he wanted to, he would have already hit me or him or both of us or whatever. So he don't really want to fight. He's just mad. So whatever. But Critter ends up grabbing his fucking fist because he kept telling him to hit him and he wouldn't. So then he grabs his fist and he starts punching himself with it. And this dude, like I said, was like probably like 6'3", like fucking 200, whatever, you know, big, chiseled up dude. And when Critter started doing that, you would have thought he was fucking just a whipped little puppy, man. He fucking didn't know what the fuck was going on. Because, it just shook him, I think, you know. And then from that day on, like, for years, like, if we were out hanging out and Critter would see that guy would fucking suck his ass so hard. Just like,
damn,
hey man, how you doing, man? Like he was afraid of him still or something, and like
100% could have like punched me to the fucking moon, like. But I don't know what it was. Like Matt, like always booked shows. I always seen him. He was always cool, and like literally since that moment, Matt became, you know, I got two main homies in my life, and Matt's one of them. You know what I mean? And the other one's Stoma. Like known him forever. He's been my fucking best friend since. How we met, fucked up. But I just had, I don't know what it was. I was just like, this guy's giving Matt shit. Matt does shows. He helps everyone. This is whatever. You know, I don't know what my plan was. But
whatever you did, it worked.
I was
like,
just
realistically, it should have gone down like this. Critter should have been like, hey, is this guy giving you a problem, bro? And then that guy just beat the shit out of both of us because he was a monster.
And it didn't happen.
I mean, we could have bonded over the ass beating, but instead, Critter just beat himself up. So,
and then you know, prosperous friendship grew from that.
And rumor has it that guy is still to this day rubbing that girl's breasts. Nah, probably not.
But that's how we legit met. Like you said, like 2003, 4.
That dude got straight cucked, dude. Like when she seen him back down from you being like a 90-pound fucking skinny kid, and he was giant. I'm sure after that she was like, "Nah, man, this ain't gonna work for me, dude." Like
that's so funny though. Yeah, but that's not like uncommon. Like to meet over someone's about to beat someone's ass, or you end up beating somebody's ass. That's like how many friendships have been formed. Well, that's how. You know, like Rob and Scott, remember those knuckleheads? That's how I met them. You know, I don't know what fucking place it was.
Were they fighting each other?
I think.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't know it was Floyd's. I thought it would have been the Modern, because the Modern used to have unreal shows too back in the day.
This was before the Modern Exchange. It was like maybe like a year or so before it, because there wasn't many downriver shows, and I was so fucking happy that the Modern opened and like all the good shows were happening there. And
I remember that was one of the first times I met Jesse at the one you were talking about with All My Blood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Didn't
we? So there was one time Ante Up played 2 shows in one day, and we played up in Port Huron. Yeah. We played with Too Pure to Die and Let It Die in a dope ass venue, and we literally played the set.
Was it in the winter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We jumped in all our cars and a bunch of our friends, and we left that show and drove all the way to the Modern. And who played? Was it Blood and Blood Out? I thought it was.
I don't remember.
And whoever it was, I'm almost certain it was Blood and Blood Out, but we played the same night, 2 venues, right? And both shows were like crazy as hell, but that was like the only time we ever did it. And of course, like it was a Modern Exchange, right? Which I thought was fucking cool. So it kind of had like, it didn't really have an effect on 2 shows going on. It was different scenes, you know what I mean? So it was cool. But we played 2 in one night, and it was a Modern.
I climbed on the piano and was standing on it when we played.
Oh yeah, when it was on the side stage.
Yeah.
So when you were booking shows, did you feel like more like it was like Port Huron hardcore, or did you feel just like a satellite of Detroit hardcore at the time, or were you just doing your own thing?
Like, I mean, there were people that didn't intermingle and go to Detroit shit at all. Like they just were local kids and whatever. So I mean,
in Sarnia, you had a lot of Sarnia kids.
Sarnia people.
Yeah, I remember that whole connection too.
But like all the Sarnia people would go to Detroit shows too, and for the most part. And then, I mean, there was like you said, like a little satellite of that. It was kind of a little offshoot in a sense. And then I've talked to people that I've known forever that I didn't even know they were there or came to shows that I booked, and they'd be like, oh, I went to the Grotto one time and I saw, whatever.
Right.
Like I booked stomped out. Nay,
well,
always someone got beat up at the Grotto.
One or the other, something, No, usually both.
I mean, Matt booked some like legend. I mean, you booked Despised Icon's first U.S. show, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I did
at the Grotto.
God,
Despised
dang.
Icon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard that before, but I didn't know it was at the Grotto or the first show.
Yeah, I think it was with them and Tony Danza and Iron Dissonance, maybe?
No, Iron Dissonance wasn't on it. Okay. I was supposed to book Iron Dissonance like 5 times, and something happened between either like them not being able to do it or me not being able to do it each time. So I never got the book. Like I always liked that band a lot.
That band ripped. Oh, yeah.
They were heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember somebody telling me you had a connection to a Despised Icon because you got a bunch of people into that Hatebreed show at Harpo's that you had. I think it was Jimmy G told me that you got him in the back or something.
It was from you booking them back then, right?
Yeah, it was.
Because it must have been years later because they were at fucking Harpo's.
It was. It was a few years later. It was Hatebreed, obviously. Then
Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah, Black Dahlia Murder. I think it was Bleeding Through. And then
it's a sick lineup.
There was like another band or two, and then there was
Harpo's,
Despised Icon, and First Blood. So it was like
I remember First Blood.
7 or 8 bands, and First Blood was
what a lineup.
I remember we got there as Despised Icon was playing, and like Harpo's stage is really tall, and like a lot of people weren't there yet, because they played first. I mean, there was a lot, but there wasn't. And then so like the stage is so fucking tall. We were trying to sing along with him, so like we were just jumping and grabbing the stage and like doing a pull up, and fucking he was sticking on his knees, sticking the mic down so he could fucking sing along. And like when we left, like they're French Canadian, so I was trying to talk to Alex, the singer, and say thank you, for hooking me up, I appreciate it, man, blah blah blah. And I went over to the merch, and the drummer was there, and he doesn't speak like English like much at all, which whatever. Okay, they speak French.
You can't communicate then.
Yeah, I tried to like ask where Alex was, and he's just like, Alex, yes, Alex. And I'm like, where is that? Like Alex, trying to, and then we just kept saying Alex, and I was like, I think I threw the little French I knew at him before I left. I just said, merci, Alex, merci, and, whatever. And he just kept nodding and, gave him a high five or some shit, and then we left. I don't, but my French is very, very limited. So
hey, well, you formed a cool connection. Yeah, that's fucking cool. You helped them out, way back, and then they remember you, and you get to do cool shit because of it. That's the fun part.
Matt used to book a bunch of good stuff, man. Like Port Huron, it did. I felt it had its own thing. Like you had all the neighboring towns like Marysville and all these. Like there was definitely its own group. Like it was cool. Mm-hmm. A lot of shows happened. Whether it was a, punk night, pop punk, hardcore, metalcore was huge out there. Like bands like As the Dust Settles and Adelaide and all types of bands. Like
pop punk or whatever the fuck you want to call it. That every Avenue band was from out there.
Yeah, and they blew up. Like it was cool. Like they always had shows at the Grotto. It was just about almost like every weekend. Most of them were from him booking them, but it was cool, man. It was real cool.
It's cool. Matt, was your first hardcore show?
What was?
Do you remember? Yeah. He said, it was a little earlier than a lot of the people that I know.
Fuck.
Like your first big hardcore show? Do you remember?
Honestly, it probably would have been Hatebreed because,
wow,
I didn't know what hardcore was. We used to in high school. People had like these demos that they would get. They would sign up on websites for street teams, and then they would just come and bring demos, and they'd be like. Sometimes it would be like, well, it was all usually bands, but once in a while it'd be like promotional for a movie or something, or whatever. And so just different shit. So we'd all hang out. And I guess I primarily hung out with like the skater, burnout, metal, whatever the fuck, alternative kind of kids. Nobody was super Hot Topic looking or anything like that at that point. But, so they would always bring these like demos and things, and there were stickers, and you'd go through and kind of see what caught your eye. So I remember getting a Hatebreed demo. Like it was like a 2-song sampler or some shit. And then From there, I got Victory Style 3. Is that the one with the Bulldogs, or is that 4?
I don't have it. That's before me.
I think that is the third one.
I'm not a vintage
I had
guy,
all of them.
Yeah, it was one of the Victory samplers where it had all the bands, and then like Integrity was on the one, and then like Snapcase was good.
Yep.
So, like I said, I didn't really even know what fucking hardcore was. So then I ended up going to like a Hatebreed show. Trying to think of who even was on that first one that I went to.
Was it like a Shelter Hatebreed show, or was it like bigger already?
No, it was at Harpo's.
No, so they were.
I think it was at Harpo. No, State Theater.
Nice.
I don't remember. Fucking whatever, a long time ago. But like at that point in time, like I don't know, my mom wasn't cool with me driving to Detroit. Even to this day, my mom fucking like I live in Roseville, and like she'll come visit, but like she wants to be on her way home before it gets dark. It's like, Mom, my area is not the best, but it's not the worst either. Like come on. But so my grandpa, like I have family that lives on the east side or whatever, I guess you could say, and everything like that. So my grandpa took me and my friend to that first show, dropped us off, and then he just went and hung out with my like uncle and a couple other people, and then he came back and got us.
That's sick.
We got White Castle. His only stipulation was to be the driver. I had to buy him White Castle, and I was like, "Oh,
that's a deal.
Say no more, dude.
No more.
That's a
I
bargain.
already wanted some White Castles, so let's go.
That's a bargain.
We'll get the onion chips and everything, baby.
On the way there and back.
Should have, dude.
That's a party.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. I might have shit my pants when I was at Hatebreed, though. But yeah, so probably would have had to been Hatebreed.
Yeah.
And then, realistically though, not being aware of like hardcore, I guess at a certain point, being younger, I did go to some like shows and different things like that, and there at some point there had to have been a hardcore band that was in with the new metal bands and shit that would play. So
yeah, you just eventually.
I just don't really remember. I remember there being some more like punky kinds of bands and things. So I'm sure I'd heard it before I knew what the fuck it was. So
yes, most. What about you, Critter? Do you have any specific show that you remember?
I would say like it was definitely some local shows. Real young in high school, I had some friends that I grew up with that they were in a metalcore band called Till Death Do Us Part. So they played like little hall shows, but or the Wired Frog down in like Roseville area, I think at the time. One of the first Detroit shows that I do remember was at the Shelter. I think it was like 2000 or 2001. It was Zao, which I thought was pretty cool because kind of like Till Death was in that realm of like metalcore, and that's kind of what it was. And then short after that, I got a demo of Blood and Blood Out, which to me, I had them, and I found a CD case at school of Hatebreed Under the Knife. And like those two albums, like instantly for me, were huge. I grew up kind of skateboard, and I was into punk a lot. So those two albums, and then of course Revenge on Society, Blood for Blood, which to this day still by far one of my favorite bands. So I had all of that, so I started getting involved with that, right? And like I found out that there were shows in Port Huron, and just kind of went from there. But the one in Detroit, like I remember, was the Shelter, and it was Zao. Coolest thing about that venue, I always thought, was like when you went to leave, there's like 20 people lined up with flyers, right? No one does flyers anymore, but like I always thought that shit was cool because there was shows everywhere all the time, and you would have a plethora of them, right?
Well, how are you gonna let people know? There's no
right.
Like now, there's the internet. Like
right.
People just don't care. But like, if somebody tries to hand you a flyer now, like I'm not a dick about it, but I've literally had people be like, "No, I'm good." It's like, come on, motherfucker.
The flyers were always cool. Like me and him were talking when you ran upstairs real quick.
Like those tall ones with like all a bunch of shows.
Yeah,
15.
Had all the venues on it and all
front
that.
And back, that was cool.
Yeah, like we were talking when you cruised upstairs that like that was the thing that I look back at all the shows we played, even that we went to. Like I wish at that time, like everyone has those, I guess you would call it a regret, but like not grabbing those, right? To kind of have like to look back on. Yeah. We've been. We found a lot of old stuff, especially coming up with Tied Down, what we did for the backdrop and stuff, but old pictures and things like that. But it would have been cool to have the timeline of shows, right? Because we've been to a billion of them. Be cool, kind of cool. I'm sure there's some that we forgot, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, if we would have purposefully done it, like gotten a flyer, saved flyers from every show, I mean, you'd really be able to count it and be like, this is how many we've played total.
Right. Oh yeah.
Only fucking MySpace was like unlocked. You know, that
Right.
fucked up.
Right.
Justin Timberlake buy that shit a couple years ago?
Yeah, then they accidentally wiped out like the servers. Like they cleared like 25 years of
shit.
shit.
Well, it's probably all virus every time you went on there. It was like
on an
ads and
accident.
fucking craziness.
Justin Timberlake just
Yeah.
wipes it out and
Dude,
he's cry me
yeah,
a
man, it wasn't
river.
supposed to happen.
Cry me.
Every page is just that song, "Cry Me a River."
There you go, dude. It just plays that.
It's funny, but yeah. So the closest you can get is just seeing like old shows. For me, I'm weird. Like, you can go on Lamgo and just type in like any venue from around here in like a year, like 2005 Alvin's or whatever, and you can just go see all the tours that were announced on like fucking Lamgo.
Oh, it's got them listed and stuff.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty sick.
It's just like
Elvis was badass, dude. I loved
it's
Elvis.
old news. Like you just gotta fucking like filter through it, but you can see like what tours. I was looking the other day. There was. Well, because I posted a picture of, I got fucking punched in the face. I was all fucked up. I posted a picture the other day. And I was like, because it was the day after a show and I couldn't remember what it was. I was like, I go to Lamgoat and I just type in the date or something close. And it was The Banner, Walls of Jericho, With Honor, and another band. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, holy shit.
That's an old show.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
The Banner was fucking
Oh
sick,
yeah,
dude.
that's cool.
Oh, Modern Life is War, The Banner.
Ooh.
Oh, Walls of Jericho and With Honor. That's
Modern
what it
Life
was.
is War 2. That's real sick.
Yeah. And I was like, I got fucking beat up like 5 hours later in Rouge. And I just remember it because it was after that show. Because I had a sick fucking long sleeve. I got fucking blood all over it. Fucking brand new With Honor hoodie, dude. Or sorry, I'm a long sleeve. I fucking ruined it.
Like, oh man, this is really nice. I like it.
Dude, it smelled
Somebody
so
just
bad.
punched you in the
Just
fucking nose.
blood. Yeah. No, my eye was split the fuck open.
Oh, okay.
It was a lot of blood. Yeah, my bad. But no, it's cool. You can go back, just type in Alvin's or probably the Grotto, fucking Nora Grotto, Port Huron, and it'll fucking show shows that have been announced on Lamgo. It's just in their archives.
Dude, that's sick.
And it's cool to see. Or the Modern Exchange, you can see like, holy fuck, all these
Right.
sick shows were there.
That's cool.
And,
You could see all the shows, but can you see all the coke that guy did?
that
That dude partied, dude.
Oh, he was nuts.
I mean, I'm not
Doug?
knocking. I'm
Doug,
not
that was
knocking
his
Doug for being a cokehead. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
name? Doug in his fucking bear mace fire extinguisher.
Oh my god, dude.
It never gets old. Like, how many shows he shut down single-handedly with that fucking bear mace can.
Ugh. Fuck, man.
But
And he was in good standing too. People like just didn't seem to hold a grudge. Like if he would have bear maced me ever, I would have been like, I'm gonna fucking hurt that dude. Like,
you just have to leave for the day. Come back to the show tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. But you're leaving today.
Right.
He's like, you motherfuckers are gonna get this shit shut down. Everyone's drinking and fucking doing drugs,
Throwing
And-
couches.
Yeah.
right.
We're saying, fuck you, Doug. This is ours. We do what we want. Eddie, just make it sound good. And if I sit over there,
Right.
every time I see him at Parts and Labor, I'm like, man, you were there for it all.
Oh, dude, yeah, he
It's
was.
like, y'all were heathens. So I had to be security. Didn't even want to be security.
Dude, I remember at one point, our buddy Train, shout out to Train. I won't go into too many details, but things just kind of got so out of hand when Train was there that Doug hired him as security.
Every time.
So then Train was getting paid, so he was much more inclined to keep toe line and be cool about everything, I think, and he had some respect for
Love
it.
Train.
Train's a good dude.
Oh,
but
great.
yeah, he was just young.
Great dude.
He's such a homie. Yeah.
He's just young and dumb and full of chem.
Yeah, but that whole Taylor crew was like its whole entity as well. Like,
What was funny too is like, all right,
Shout
you guys all
out to one of the best bands I think from back in the day was in Battle Array.
oh,
Dude.
it was dope.
So good, man.
yeah, skulls and shit.
So good,
That's
bro.
one of
Like
the
I
songs.
literally,
Next song's called.
dude, to this day, like whenever as someone had a recording of it, but just jamming that like it's like a fucking time machine. Like in Battle Array, fucking ripped, dude. They were so heavy,
Yeah.
and I mean, again, that's going back 15, probably 20 years, right? Like, but it was so fucking good. All the Twigs, Merc, and
Yeah,
everybody.
I'll say it was a fucking twig
So
band.
shout out to
wasn't it?
Manic Outburst because they're still fucking holding it down and fucking killing it. But it's just again, that was just like a whole era as well, right? Like those
The
bands in those
Twigs are
days,
fucking hilarious in the sense that like
they're amazing.
they're amazing. Yeah, shout out to the Twigs, dude. Fucking all of them are dope.
Like giant cavemen people.
But dude, like, all right, so John's whatever height, Mike's a little bit fucking taller than him, and then you got fucking old Bill Twig, fucking Treetops motherfucker is like way taller than Merc, and it's just like It's like progressively, like their genes just were like, we're gonna make this motherfucker tall. If there would have been another one, dude, I don't know.
Could've
You know
been-
what I mean? Be like
Oh my God.
20 feet tall. You know, the 20
Yeah.
foot tall twig, man. That's like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, they just.
There's something else though, but it's like it's such a crazy connection from Port Huron to Taylor to Toledo,
Oh, yeah.
in Indiana,
St. Louis,
yeah, it's just
Pennsylvania, like
yeah.
it's all over, man.
Yeah, shit. I really think
it
about
fucking
all that.
runs deep,
Just-
man.
yeah.
And for a
meeting
long
people.
time, it's like the trail was, carved, or the path was carved, and everybody.
That was always a wild thing too. Like whenever like friends from different areas like that would come together and we'd go to like Canada for a show, instantly if someone was not from like your town, especially if it was a different state, we would get pulled to the side and been like, okay, how do you know this dude from St. Louis? Or what do you mean your friends through music? Pull it over. Like,
Doesn't
and it
make
was
sense,
just constant. Like Canada's pretty dope now. Like it lets us in out pretty decently.
Well, they used to be bad on you, man.
Oh yeah. Well,
Critter looks like a fucking hooligan, so they.
They would pull shit up from the 70s from a madman that used to be in my family known as Craw, like, and they would question me about it. I'm like, dude, I wasn't even fucking alive. So they would pull us over. We get like, I'm talking like 3-4 hours.
Well, as a
Like,
back-
stopped for shit that, you know what I mean? So it was like,
As
it was
a
real
background
weird.
too, though, like I won't say his name, but they share a name, so it's junior and a senior thing. So, like,
Yeah, they would
they
just
would,
connect
they
it.
would, right? They would
No.
think like, okay,
No.
well, he did whatever,
So you got to be same thing, but it was like that. But now it's been pretty cool. I mean, we actually got some stuff coming up in Canada, not Ante Up, but the other band I'm in, Off the Wall. But we're playing with String for a Reason coming up. But it's been pretty decent getting over. But back in the day when we used to play Sarnia or Windsor all the time,
They just look at you and be like, pull over.
yeah, you'd have to get in separate cars, like be like, all right,
Oh my gosh.
leave early and shit. But they didn't understand how people knew each other from all over, which it was just shock to them. Which
How do
was
you
funny.
know them?
Yeah, pull it over.
We ran drugs together in the 80s.
Oh my god! Fuck that.
That's what they would
in an
think.
Astro van.
That's what they would think.
But I mean, pulling it all together now, you're playing one of the biggest fests on the planet.
Yeah.
Fucking next week.
Yeah, I'm thankful for that. Shout out to
Um,
Jimmy and Curtis for having us a
yeah.
part of it.
Yeah, pulling that whole fest is wild, and everyone gets excited for it. They come from everywhere for
Yeah.
it. And you guys, were you on? Was it the first or second year you guys?
We were on in 23. We
Okay,
played in 23, so I think that's the second one.
Second
There's
year,
the
yeah.
second one.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's been 4, right? So
Mhm.
Yep.
second, and now this will be the 4th year.
Yep.
Holy shit!
Yep. Played then, and then this year we're playing on Saturday. So
Saturday is
Got some merch coming from Edgemen. We were going to order fucking small novelty baseball bats, but Jimmy said that he didn't think that was a good idea.
got a kind of a baseball theme going, so we thought it'd be kind of fun. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we
I
got
can
Hat,
see
a
where there'd be
jersey, and
some issue. But thank you to Edgeman for always covering merch, right? Helping us out, printing, quick too. I mean, I think they posted the other day. There's like 46 bands, and they covered like 30 some bands for all their merch. Like
That's
fucking
so
insane.
crazy.
And actually, just to let Jimmy know if he hears this before they play, I printed those myself, and I'm going to hand them out to people for free when Bad Beat plays. So deal with it. Just go ahead and put that in your non-pipe and smoke it.
I'm gonna clip that. That's going out today. Tagging Edgeman. The bats are on the way.
I'm going to bring the bats for Bad Beat. It's going to be a bad beat down, all in that motherfucker.
But yeah, we got a cool set. Like Matt did a real sick ass backdrop. Like I said, we're gonna celebrate the 20. We got a lot of pictures from all the way back then to current, all over the place that'll be shown, which is really cool. And you'll see all the members of not probably all of them, but a good chunk of the 25 that we've probably had over the years, which is pretty sick.
When we counted, man,
Was it more?
It was over 30.
Holy shit! It's even worse. I mean, we had some people that played one song or one show. You know what I mean?
Dude, we have whole EPs that we never even released.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Don't even remember the names of the songs
Nope.
or how to play them.
That's so funny, man.
But yeah, so it was Saturday playing that, and I think the whole lineup is unreal. I think the one that's got me most fucking amped is Hope Conspiracy. That takes me back to the Shelter days and all that. Like I'm fucking when Jimmy posted that, I instantly was like texting him like, holy hell, you know what I mean? Like I've been waiting to see if they were ever gonna come out this way, and they made it happen. Just fucking sick.
Big for a lot of people, man. A lot of people are really excited for that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think I'm most excited about Trial, but I'm wrestling with the idea of going on Sunday because I got to work the next day. So
You got a show for a little bit.
No.
Gotta go.
Well, yeah, if I go, I'll make sure to see Trial and say hi.
Yeah. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, dude, that whole fucking thing from a Thursday to Sunday, it's gonna be a long weekend for a lot of fucking people. Yeah, I can't make it Thursday just with work. I gotta work Thursday, gotta work Friday, and I just can't.
Now it's Thursday.
Can't be tired,
Thursday's
all
the
day
Edgeman
Friday.
show.
Yeah.
And then Fridays is the Magic Stick.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Saturday and Sunday, obviously, at the Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's lots to do. Fucking lots in the area. I know people are meeting up for like a run and shit.
Right.
Which is cool. People who to get their fucking cardio in before the shit on Sunday. They're meeting up downtown Detroit somewhere. I see
that's
somebody
cool.
posted it. Yeah.
Getting their cardio in, just mosh it out, dog.
Smash it out.
I think
There's really no better cardio than that, dude.
well, I'm just assuming DJ you put it together because it's on like a tie down fly.
Oh yeah, he does it a
okay.
lot. He
Yeah.
does like crazy ass long runs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like a run, like an area, like a specific.
Yeah,
thing, like
he
downtown
posts
Detroit.
routes and stuff when he does it. It's pretty sick.
Fair enough.
Which is cool, yeah, man. If you're into fucking running before you're gonna be standing for 11 hours, enjoy it.
I still think it like I know
Find his route and rob him. Get that Edgeman money. I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ.
Just kidding.
I still think it's cool though. Like I know people have said it here on 100 times about the fest, but like to have such a giant show here in Detroit is wild, right? Like personally, we have friends coming from multiple countries that are staying with us over the week, like that come out for this. Never did we think like there'd be that type of show here, right? You're always going to PA or Virginia or any of these other spots that put on these huge fests, and then of course like Tied Down hit and it's just blown up, right?
Yeah.
The minute like they post a flyer, like people are texting in, so like, "Yep, I'm coming."
Yeah,
Like,
but
which is cool.
let's not forget, man, all the Motor City fests, and all the fun Critter birthday bashes that were
did have a few of those. We did have a lot of
multiple
those.
day fucking shows, and
Matt started that.
can't
It
go
is funny.
unnoticed, man. That was
He was
fucking
about
big for
to.
around
He was
here.
about to say it.
Matt
I
started
booked
that.
him birthday shows for a few years before he did Motor City Fest.
Oh, okay.
So I booked him birthday shows for a few years.
First one was fucking. The lineup was I would kill to have it now. It was like what CDC, Blood and Blood Out, Represent. We played it. There might have been a couple other locals, but like it was in the Grotto. Go figure, right?
Yeah, I don't remember for sure, but yeah, like so the birthday thing was the thing for a few years, and then he went and just started booking his own birthday show and called it Motor City
Yeah.
Fest.
Felt like it was a good
He's like,
time
hey.
of year because there wasn't really anything else
It's like,
going
fuck
on.
you,
and-
friend. I'm gonna book this show for you instead. So
Yeah, we had a couple good ones, man. I think we had some real big ones. I think 2015 there was the See You in House CD release, right? We had who was on Cold as Life, Surge of Fury, CDC. It was at Tangent Gallery.
Oh, damn.
Steel Nation played. Like it was cool, man. I think that was probably our biggest one in attendance. I think we had like 450 or 500 people, which I thought was fucking
Cold as Life
awesome.
played that too, but that was like Roy's version before.
Yeah, and it was
Dude was
Dom sang and shit. And it was fucking
Yeah.
it was wild, right? Seen people at that show that haven't
Dom
seen
dude
in
had a
years,
really
and
good voice.
it was great.
Yeah.
It was fucking
Just
really
to see
good,
those
man.
live in any fashion was always like a treat,
Yeah, dude.
So it's like hell yeah, just to
It
hear
was
these
it was
songs
fucking
live.
cool, man. Surge of Fury, if I'm not mistaken, that was one of their first US shows too, and
Probably
yeah,
from Belgium, I think, right?
yeah. I
Played with
think
them in France
Yeah,
when-
we played
when
with
we
them
went.
over at Super Bowl Hardcore. Yeah, when we went over there.
Damn.
Yeah, we that one was cool. I still think like the coolest spot that we had, or the memory I had from Motor City that was always dope to me, was like it was super late. It was at Corktown. We had it Corktown one day, and the next day was at another venue. But seeing Murphy's Law in Corktown Tavern at like
So
1 a.m.
wild.
It was sold out and it was packed, right, like to the gills. But like everyone was just fucking having an awesome time. Like looking around, like everyone was just fucking smiles. It was a fucking party, and it was like really cool. And I thought that was like a legendary band that's been playing for how long, right? And they played this, small fest that me and Jim Davey and we tried to have, and I thought it was fucking awesome. It was
Murphy's
really
Law
cool.
was actually on that Hatebreed show I said I went to.
Oh yeah.
They were on
Fucking
that.
band's
I
It was,
always love to see him live. It's such
phenomenal.
a party.
It's a different thing, dude. It's so good.
It's just
Yeah, dude,
pure
it's a
entertainment.
fucking show,
Dude, he was-
Oh, he is a fucking
fucking
entertainer.
He was
Dude,
fucking
Dude, it's
partying his ass
so
off,
good.
dude. He's
Yeah.
fucking
It was
He
great.
just had a bottle of Jaeger. He's just
Jaeger
smashing
and
it.
fuck PBR.
He's just dumping it in people's mouths in the front row. He's drinking it, get a beer, drinking it.
It was just
joints.
cool.
Yeah.
Corktown was always fun too. Like, we had such cool shows at the venue. Everyone that ran it and like worked it was cool. You know what I mean? Like, and to see
I'd
where
only
that
been there a
fest went
handful
was
of times,
awesome.
but I know a lot of shit happened. A lot of shows, but I wasn't, really heavy into going to shows then. And
Yeah,
I always thought it was badass. I was like, but these shows are starting at fucking like 10 o'clock at night and shit. I was like, what?
that was it. That was
what
the
the
thing.
fuck is this
You
wild?
get
They
home at
wanted-
like 3, 4.
They wanted
Like,
they wanted them to go later.
yeah,
Oh.
it was cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Motor City was fun, man. I think it had its place and time where stuff was going on. People asked for bringing it back, this and that, and it just to me, like I think it's better that it had its time and
Too
let
convoluted
people
with the tied down
Yeah.
this time of the year, and then yours was in July.
right. And there's so many
So,
other fests, right? So
sure.
like right now, I'm working on 2 shows. One for our CD release, which is August 16th. So save the date. And then I'm working on something really cool in October 4th. Just think like 2008 era. Won't let it out of the bag. I'll tell you after, but I think I think anyone in our age group is going to be like really fucking stoked.
Nice.
So I don't book
If
too
it's not
many,
years
but
spent cold, I don't care.
well, you never know. It could,
shit.
you never know. You never know. Could be. Could be.
Cold.
But yeah, so like I just booked
So hard,
maybe
dude.
1 or 2 shows a year
Shout out
now,
to Cuts.
but
Yeah.
Motor City was
Yeah, I
fun.
try to too. 1 or 2. It's a nightmare, man. For people who do it, like
It's a lot.
it's a thankless job. There's a lot of headaches. A lot of people involved.
Takes forever to do it, and then it goes by in 4 hours.
Yeah, yeah. And then you're like,
Yeah.
hopefully, I
That's
just
a
don't
lot.
have to go to the ATM.
Dude, that's
Right.
why I stopped booking shows in general
Yeah,
back
man.
in the day. Like it just,
It's a lot.
like one show, like
Mhm.
it does well. You can pay everyone really well, and you even put a couple bucks in your own pocket. Cool, everyone's fucking having a good time, and then some of them just fucking just sink the ship, and it's like,
I got
yeah.
$10 for you, and I'm fucking embarrassed to give it to you.
right, I'm sorry, and then it's like the bands that had their guarantees, because I would do guarantees,
Yeah.
and like the one band in particular from a Second Story Window, I didn't have enough to pay them. Like the show just did so poorly, and their guitar player was being a little fucking prick, talking about getting me blacklisted and shit. And I'm like, dude, I just don't have it right now. I was like, when I get paid, and this is old, I was like, I'll literally write you a check and I'll send it to you. Like, I'll get it to you. You know what I mean? Like, and I had a good relationship with their booking agent and everything and all that. So it's like,
Shows are tough though, like you said. Like you could literally have a pretty cool lineup and you'd get 30 people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or there'd be a show that you wouldn't think would happen, 300 people. Like it was just off. But I think right now, like I was saying, in a good place, kids go to everything. They're going to local shows, they're going to touring shows, they're going to everything. Like it's just a whole different world, I think now.
shit, that's how it should be. I mean,
Exactly.
Look at those old, like, I don't know, fucking St. Andrews shows. Like, there's a couple of videos online of like Cold's Life or fucking
Packed.
8 Inc. or whatever, and there's a ton of people there.
Oh yeah.
And I don't necessarily know who was playing. Could have been other bands that were touring and whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
like that's a pretty big venue for. I mean, you're not seeing D Block or Never Ending Game or whoever playing that venue now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
It would be cool.
It would be cool, but there's a barricade there, and
Yeah.
it's permanent. They won't move it.
Really?
Right.
No.
That's a
They've-
bummer.
They've never moved it.
I think last
Rotting
show
Out played there, and they fucking play in front of a barricade.
Isn't like who books it? Like what is
I
like
think
one of the big companies?
it's
right?
a Live Nation.
Yeah,
Live
yeah,
Nation
so-
spot.
Clear
Yeah.
Channel.
I mean, I'm
something
not
like
knocking
Yeah.
like
Used to be Clear
just
Channel.
mention Never Ending Game and D Block. I'm not knocking anybody saying that you guys couldn't play there. I'm just saying like, you know what I mean? Like that's just not something that like
yeah.
the only local bands I've ever really seen play
It's
at
way
St.
too
Andrews.
corporate.
There was a Battle of the Bands where everyone had to sell tickets.
Well, I think
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think to book it there, it's a lot of money too, and I think
Probably.
I don't think it's just
Well,
something
you
we
did
could
the-
just go up and do.
Mhm.
Local.
You did the shelter once for
You have
Motor
to be an
City, right?
agent, yeah.
That was the year
And
that
they
me
wanted to
Thelma
charge
tried
like
to do it.
fucking
It was a lot-
$15
it was a lot
beer
of
and
mon-
shit.
It was
Oh.
a lot of money. The very first one, it was insane, and like
People were out in the parking lot drinking, and they were all pissed. They're
they
like,
charged.
Yeah.
It was tough. So I was just like, man, I don't know where we're gonna do it. So Jim always had like hookups. Jim's been around forever. Shout out to
Poison
Schmo
Tongues
and
Jim.
Poison Tongues, and he had connections
Mike.
ever. So we would find a new spot, whether it was Tangent Gallery or it was the Marble Bar or whatever. So Jim kind of started pulling those other venues, and then when Maxwell opened up Paychecks as Sanctuary, we just moved it over there and just did it there the whole time, right, for the last few years that it was around.
Marble Bar was cool. It just was
Oh, yeah.
big.
Oh, yeah. That was a cool spot, too.
I like that one you did at that fucking City Club too.
Oh,
Man. That
dude,
was,
the City Club
that
was
was tight.
Earth Mover reunion. The Alliance played.
dude.
Yeah,
it was cool.
That
there.
was a really good one.
Yeah,
Sworn
that was
Enemy,
almost
too.
a full lineup for
Sworn
Earth Mover too. That was sick. Cold as Life played that one too. And it was a cool venue. Like that was another one that like Jim Polite goes, "Hey, what do you think about doing the City Club?" And I'm like, "I've never even been in there." And like when we walked through it, I'm like, "Dude, this is a spot for sure."
Yeah.
And it turned out really cool, man. That was 2016
Yep.
that we did it there.
Remember, I went there on a random night. It was like my wife's friend's birthday or something, and normally it's like a goth fucking dance
Yeah.
club.
It's like a rave type thing.
The
Yeah.
walls are all
It's-
crazy paintings.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you have, like black lights on. It would look really nuts.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I got in there, though, I was like, "This would be such a sick spot for a hardcore show because the
Yeah.
stage,
And it
good.
was huge
Yeah,
too.
oh, yeah.
And there wasn't a ton of people there, but I thought it was pretty decent. Sworn Enemy played too.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I do remember their set, and they had the one cool thing was like instead of like I guess you would call it a catwalk or like something up top, but it just had that one ledge on the side wall. Remember that where it was like 3 feet tall and it just ran the side, so you could like stand up there. So a lot of people would line that up, but it was cool, man.
Sworn Enemy's tight.
Oh,
Shout
dude,
out
band
to fucking
rips,
Sworn
dude.
Enemy and Sal.
Band rips.
Shout out to Living Color.
I remember as soon as I walked into that show, fucking Smash Your Enemies was playing, and
Yeah.
somebody launched a beer can from across. It was like a half full beer can, just like a missile, right in my fucking. I was there for 20 seconds. Just walked in during Smash Your Enemies, man. I was like, this is it. Yeah, this is hardcore.
That's funny,
like,
dude.
welcome. You
That's
fuck.
funny.
Dude,
Yeah.
when we
That's
played
funny.
that Motor City Fest, the one we were talking about at City Club, I chucked a beer across the room when we were playing, and I don't know, I just threw it. Was in the mood, in the moment, and whatever, and I don't know. I ended up smoking some dude in the face, and later on, I saw the bathroom was all bloody. So, shout out to that kid. I'm sorry that I hit you in the face with a
Fucked your
beer.
head up. But yeah, dude, I remember seeing the Alliance play. I was so happy when they did. I was like, holy shit, man! Come back and see Sworn Enemy and
Earth Mover.
yeah, dude,
Yeah, it was cool.
It was a hell of a lineup,
It was
and
fun, dude.
Concrete played from New York too, right?
Yep. Concrete.
Wow.
Shout out to them guys, man. We used to play a few shows. They played Corktown with us too before.
Concrete's
man.
dope.
Yeah, it's cool looking at them, right, to see all the bands that came through. Like, we're super thankful for just having those bands here and playing, our rendition of a fest, right? It wasn't super huge, but I thought, like, it had a lot of cool stuff behind it. And I think it also was fun to, like, get some of the bigger bands that we could and also showcase a lot of Detroit bands, right, to get to play with them, right? Because, I don't know. There wasn't really too many big fests going on out this way, and I thought it was cool to try to bring as much as I could. Like, I had a regular job and obviously bills and all this and that, so I couldn't go crazy, right, with getting like huge names and guarantees. But we did the best that we could, and I thought we brought a lot of.
Would have been a gamble and a half. So.
Right, and I thought we brought. I thought we brought some really cool ones. Two bands that I fucking absolutely love that played the 1 year too was Harm's Way and Bitter End, which I thought was fucking dope.
That's nuts.
So yeah, it was.
You had
it was
All Out
cool.
War the 1 year, didn't you?
Yeah, had All Out War and Sand. So yeah,
Jeremy Goff
that was.
was fucking
Yeah, it was. Oh, he was
losing his
smashing
mind.
people, dude.
yeah, for all that was.
Yeah, that's
fucking
his shit
baby
right there.
gorilla fucking smashing.
Yeah, I
That
think he has like
motherfucker
every variant of every album they ever have on vinyl or something.
Oh
crazy
yeah,
like that.
oh yeah, he does.
I've seen his collection. He's posted it. I'm like, God dang, man.
Yeah, that was his
Fuck,
jam.
three
Shout out
years.
to Moral Pollution
He was
Yeah,
stoked on
man.
that.
Moral Pollution's doing good shit too. They're
and fucking rips.
yeah, it's good. They're playing a sick show in August with Death Before Dishonor and Street Power.
That's
They're
at Crowfoot, is it, or Pike Room?
Pike Room.
Pike
yeah,
Room.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, very
Yeah,
cool.
so that's a good one. I wonder if they'll add another local, like I think a cool 3-band lineup on like a Thursday is great for me. But
Yeah.
they might try to
3 or
add
4
another-
band shows is cool. We got spoiled with that when we did play Europe because like it was 3 or 4 bands. Like you're like, oh, and then when you go through, you're like, man, this is nice. Like
You just
when you
rip right
start
through
booking
it.
shows and there's like 6, 7, 8, 9 bands, you're like, oh fuck, this is gonna be an all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when we were young, cool. Now it's like you can get home by 10, fucking feeling good.
That'd be great to go
Yeah.
by 10 at the latest
Yeah.
for every show. Fuck yeah.
Getting old kind of sucks. So yeah, if like those tsunami fests where you do like fucking
4
3
days.
2 days,
Oh, dude,
just
all
standing
day.
on the fucking concrete all day. Like I'd be in the back too, like just chilling, having drinks or whatever, hanging out, and Critter'd come out and be like, "What are you doing? So and so's playing." I'm like, "Man, I'm fucking tired as shit right now, and I'm just drinking this beer, dude. Leave me alone."
Yeah, I've been known to do that.
anymore.
Like, run up, dude. Do you know who's fucking playing? Like, come on, like, fucking. Then I'd be like, all right, no one's coming. I'm going back. You guys can fucking party. I'm going back out there to watch.
They're not my jam, and I didn't really care. That's why I was doing this. But they have a back door on the back patio of Club Reverb in Reading, PA. And the door was open, and E-Town Concrete was playing the one year, and I just sat there. Like I said,
well, they got all the TVs too, so you can see everyone playing live.
But I could literally see through the door, and I just had this lady feeding me drinks. It's cool. I got to see him. They're not my jam, but
I love Reverb. I've been there maybe 3
best
times.
Sound,
I know
dude.
it's been
best sound.
Yeah, best sound. You're right, man.
100%.
Like it's fucking the best sound.
We've had opportunity to play there a lot too, which has been fucking awesome. Like Keystone Jams or Tsunami Fest.
Events.
We even played. We played a really sick ass show in the side room there with Lifeless before, which was really fucking cool. It's definitely a cool venue.
And fucking people snapped into a Slim Jim.
Yeah, we did.
People snapped into a Slim Jim.
Oh yeah.
One thing I wanted to bring up is like, out of all the bands around here, you guys did like a few music videos too, right? I thought it was cool. You guys.
Yeah, we actually talked about doing a new one soon, possibly.
Look, man, you gotta. I like music videos, especially like it'd be you walking down the street or standing in a basement. I don't care. I like the visual thing with like new songs or it's fun to add some whatever to it. You guys did the one. Was it in
Bold? We did it for Bold.
Yeah.
Mike from Bad Beat helped us with that one. It fucking turned out really cool. We did one for that. We did one for Guilty.
The Bold one was in our practice space at the Loft in Redford? No, Reading.
Yeah, Redford. Yeah.
We just were like, we're having a show. It was us, Manic Outburst, and then Vacate.
Yep. That was fucking awesome, though, dude. It was a party. Some cool
pictures
and shit came from it. It was fun, man.
You look nuts. Yeah.
It was. It was like it was.
That room.
The rooms weren't big. You know what I mean?
That room was bigger than the other ones we had. And actually, there was one room where somebody built a stage. We never had that one, but there was a stage in there, and it was a way smaller room than the one we had the video in. But so that whole thing up there is just kind of gnarly, real cool. But yeah, like we have a video of Critter vacuuming the wall at the Loft. It had all adhesive from somebody had soundproofed it or whatever, and he's just vacuuming the wall.
Yeah, they'd be playing, and I'd just fucking do whatever. Sometimes I'd be singing, sometimes I'd just be doing something stupid, fucking throwing vacuums at them or
picking
whatever.
Up fucking the vacuum stayed in the room like it came with the room, right? So we would use it and never empty it, I guess. So it just jammed full of shit. He'd be vacuuming up screws and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about doing possibly a video for the new album that's coming out. We haven't talked about what songs yet, but we said maybe do something like that. It'd be fucking fun.
We're gonna try to stay away from the stereotypical. Try to stay away from the singer walking at the camera or like the band playing. I kind of want to try to have like
a video,
like whatever the song itself is about. Like have a video about that.
Yeah. Okay, well the one you guys did was fucking. Where was it? Was it like a pool hall where everybody was in like wrestling shit? Is that?
Oh shit! That was for Lifted. I forgot about. Yeah, that was Lifted. That was downriver.
It was in Wyandotte somewhere.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Rock and Roll.
Rock and Roll's Riverview.
There it is.
Yeah.
Riverview.
Yeah.
Everyone, we
right down the street though.
We like tried to get everyone to dress up like their favorite wrestler. Critter and I were the Nasty Boys.
Thoma was
Macho Man.
Yep, Macho Man. Yeah,
Eric from Sarnia was the Undertaker, and he had like
Jim Davey was Hacksaw.
Oh, dude.
Yes,
Eric, dude. Eric, shout out to Eric. Fucking Eric from Sarnia was the Undertaker, and he had it down, dude. His outfit was out cold.
Yeah, that was fun. That was another one. That was a long time. I fucking forgot about that.
Yeah, no, I just remember like, you guys just have like more than one. Like a lot of bands like don't even do music videos. You guys had a few, and I was like, this is so badass. Like to just see you guys having fun, like knowing you guys. Like
now we got to do one.
Cool.
Now we got to.
Fuck it, let's do a bunch.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, for every song. No.
I'll get a GoPro and I'll edit it myself.
No, cool, man. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking right about an hour, like I said. Did we cover everything? There's nothing that I really had specifically wanted to touch on.
I don't think we
through.
Came into it too hard. Like, we got a record coming out.
Yeah, we do.
At some point in time soon. Yeah, it's supposed to be before Tied Down, but that's not a thing that's going to happen now.
Yeah, studio we were recording with literally got a call the week of, and I guess the landlord or whatever is just like, hey, we're selling the building. And so we're like, shit. You know what I mean? So like, took a few weeks to kind of find where we could go. Like I said, shout out to Mike because he came in clutch as hell and got us in, and we got everything tracked in that. Right now it's at Bricktop being mastered. tried to get it out for Tied Down. There was a big push. It's probably going to be sometime in June. It's coming out on...
Going to be on Upstate, right?
Yep, Upstate Records and Top Floor Tapes. And Death Farm Records is going to do a European release.
Coming out swinging. They haven't put out shit, right?
No.
Death Farm?
Yeah, so they were taking a pause for about a year, but Jason will actually be here coming up this week. Staying out.
I'm looking forward to meeting. We've been talking online.
He's great, dude.
Yeah.
So it's called Life, kind of like the second chapter at a time. So Life is Forced Execution. Main thing about it is just exactly what we've been talking about, like getting older, right? Me and Matt, our dads passed away during the time of writing for this, so I think a lot of it has like some real tones to it where I think a lot of people can, connect with it, right? Appreciating everything, right? Like as you get older, like all the things that we talk about, all the old shows and all the craziness, but like in all reality, shit's flying past you quick. You become a dad, it really starts picking up the pace, right? And a lot of it's based around that. So that's kind of where this album is focused. I wouldn't say it's just dark, but it's realistic. You know what I mean?
That's
yeah.
cool, man.
So that's where it is.
Yeah, you showed me a couple of it. Fucking sounds so good.
Thank you, man.
Wait. Yeah.
Thank you. We re-recorded a jam we wrote 20 years ago.
First song we ever wrote, 456.
Yep.
Dang.
So we recorded that. There's a couple new touches on it that I think we kind of updated it. You know what I mean? To the sound that we have more currently versus back then. I think people will dig it. Yeah.
Like Integrity had Integrity 2000.
Yeah.
Before 56 2000, even though it's 2025.
So yeah. So watch for it. I think June probably. And then the release show will be August 16th. More details on that coming out. You'll probably see a flyer come out for that in probably the next few weeks as well.
I'm ready for it, man. I've said it over and over again, but since shit's lifted, 4 years ago, like COVID, Detroit and hardcore in general has just been on an upward trend, and it hasn't stagnated. It hasn't decreased in any type of activity, and it's just wild to see.
I think it's just ramping up, to be honest. I think it's just gaining momentum.
Yeah, even like those 10 for 10 shows are sick as fuck.
Sold out every year, and it's all locals.
Sells it out, and it's always just locals, good bands.
Yeah. And also, which I'm going to put it out there on this podcast, people need to book more shows at that fucking skate park in like Amsterdam or whatever it's at.
Dude, it's sick.
Yeah. I've never been to one,
It's
but
sick.
I've seen them.
100%.
And like, from what I've heard, there's like really nobody to talk to. You just kind of pick a date and show up.
Right.
And say we're doing this.
It was kind of cool, too, how they...
yeah, that's right.
Even better, right?
I had detoured off the E-Way a couple weeks ago from work, and I just followed the maps, right? And I'm sitting at a light, and I look over, and sure as shit, it's the park right there. And I'm like, oh, damn, you know what I mean? And I was like... When I looked up the videos again, just to kind of see them, D-Block's played there and a couple other bands, like, it's sick as hell just to see the lamps out, right? Just lighting it up at night and kids going fucking bonkers. Like, it's sick. I definitely would like to play there. It'd be fun,
as far
for
as
sure.
I know, you
Like
just
Rob
fucking
said, pick
show
a day
up.
and just be there.
Hey,
That's
fucking
as far as I'm aware. I've asked around because like that looks so dope. Just to have like
right.
I don't know, fucking barbecue there and shit. Just
Yeah.
the whole day.
Fuck yeah.
Just fucking bring your own fucking meat and we'll just have a couple grills or something and just go crazy all day.
For sure.
I definitely think it's possible. Like I have a fucking dope ass generator if you need it.
Sounds like you need to book it.
I would.
Let's do it.
Fuck it.
A Terror Zone showcase.
I heard from a friend that all you have to do is pick a day and show up. So
You kick all the nerds out.
And you need a generator, and this guy has one.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna ride my
watts, baby.
Razor scooter and tear up fucking bull, dude.
Yeah. You charge your Tesla on it too after. No. Cool. Well, that's a fun way to wrap it up, man. We can call it a day.
Yeah,
Thank
appreciate you
guys.
having us,
And
man.
It's fun, and it's, like we said, it's been a long time coming, and we made it happen.
Well, shout out to Resolute, except for Thoma. Fuck you.
Yeah, man.
I love Thoma. That was totally Matt. You know how he is.
Yeah.
He's a maniac.
Why don't you go get some shut-eye, Thoma? Since you like to say that so often.
And just shout out to every band that's supported us, everyone that's been around us. We got other bands, and it's been awesome to.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Off the Wall, motherfucker.
And Flesh Wound.
Flesh Wound too. Yeah. How rude of us.
That's
Me.
okay.
Yeah, I know,
it's
right?
okay.
Well, you were talking.
really
You're
offended
talking
now.
Ante Up, so
I didn't even
okay.
say anything about it. I didn't even remember.
Yeah, you're in a band, Matt, called Flesh Wound that you
is
play
sick as
often,
fuck
and
and
it's heavy
hard.
as fuck.
Well, thank you. Well, yeah, we got some new shit too. Right now,
you
it's
just recorded,
uh,
didn't you? A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we did some tracking with John from Bitter Truth. Shout out to John and Manasseh
Nice.
and Cody and the Boers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking but yeah, we did tracking and all that, and then I think Billy's doing the vocals with Matt from Matt Caracas from down
Dope.
there.
Fuck yeah.
So
Can't wait to
nice.
hear it. That's gonna be sick.
he's gonna get on his in his. So
Dude, when you guys put out that last shit, I thought it was the sickest thing ever. It's like, I am on fire. I am on fire. Like that sample of the guy who lit himself on fire, dude.
No, dude.
That was so crazy.
No, that sample is...
It's brutal, dude.
All right, the sample is our old drummer crashed his car, and he took a video of it.
I thought it was the guy who set himself on fire.
Shout out to Alex.
Oh.
Yeah, our Fleshwound's old drummer crashed his car, and it started to smoke, and it was on fire. And it was a video, and I don't know, Alex, that was a good dude. He's sober now, from what I understand, so that's awesome. Good for him. But yeah, I think he had a couple adult soda pops and drove his car, and something happened, and it was on fire. And he was like, "Dad, it's on fire." I don't know.
I thought
the way he said it was just funny.
Yeah, it's like a Marine, like an army guy who's doing like a protest. He set himself on fire, like in the name of his beliefs, and that's what I thought.
It's open to interpretation, so
okay, that's what I thought. I was like, that is the hardest thing ever, because like the song is something about like suicide or something, right? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, that's unrelated to the song.
Okay, well, I thought it was that. So fuck me.
No, but hey, it's open to interpretation.
Yeah,
all art is.
All art is, yeah. Like you can piss in a bag and say it's art.
Shit, just nail it to the wall. Piss in a bag.
What's that for?
$200,000.
Yeah,
this is entitled.
Yeah, Piss Christ. Isn't that a
Pisscapades?
Is that a thing? No, it's like a cross with Jesus like in a jar of a urine, and they call it
Piss Christ.
Yeah, I believe so, and it's also a band thing.
Dude,
don't ask me why.
It's
no,
wild.
All right, so one last thing before
good.
My buddy Draws, our buddy Draws, shout out to Draws. He bought this thing years ago at like a flea, I don't know, whatever, like a fucking collectible vintage shop. I don't know, whatever. And it's like a statue, like not Jesus, but it's like a Jesus type guy or whatever. And he's got all these welts all over him. And the tag on it when he bought it, it said the patron saint of paintball. Because it looked like he has a bunch of paintball marks all over him. Jesus. So Draws has this like fucking foot tall statue of this guy with welts all over his body. And he's the patron saint of paintball. So shout out to the patron saint of paintball.
Holding it down.
Don't know his name.
Awesome.
Greg.
But yeah, off the wall though. We gotta say something.
Yeah,
about
quick
it,
touch.
That band is fucking awesome. Totally different, for Ante Up, but
a lot different.
She still knows Critter.
Yeah, I had an idea for like 6-7 years. Probably one of my biggest influences since I was young, and I know me and you share this, is Death Threat.
100%.
Shout out to Aaron and them guys. I've always loved that band and the records they do, and I've always had kind of an idea of a sound like that, and it was like for 6 or 7 years, and then Chris, when he joined Ante Up, he was going to start a side project, had some riffs written, he never did anything with it. We started kind of BSing, and sure shit, we put some stuff together, and I started writing to it, and then Justin joined for drums, and then Matty, shout out to Matt Slowick, a ex-Ante Up member, but he is also in D-Block. He joined, so he plays bass with us, and we've been having a lot of fucking fun with it, man. It's been really cool. We did 2 releases last year, and once we get through probably July, August this year, we're going to work on 4 songs, do a split with Flipside out in PA, which is Ziggy's new band. So we're trying to stay pretty busy. We got a bunch of cool shows coming up, but yeah, it's a completely different sound. Like you said, it goes back kind of the skateboard roots, and it's just been fun.
Yeah,
it's really cool, man. It doesn't have like a set thing like Ante Up is what it is, and Off the Wall kind of just is whatever it wants to be. It could be.
Well, it works, especially with like the artwork and like how it sounds. It's like a certain like era is like how it sounds and looks, like the artwork and sonically, I suppose.
Yeah, our good friend Troy out of PA does our art, and he kills it every time. Yeah. Like, come up with an idea, just tell it to him, and then he just sends that back. Like, I don't know how he does it in the quick amount of time as he does, and it's always like first shot, we're like, that's fucking perfect, you know what I mean? So, yeah, keep your eyes open for that too. We're gonna be recording and playing some more shows this year, so for sure.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks again, guys. It was fun, and fucking tied down in just a few days, and time to wreck shit.
Yep. Thanks for having us.
All right.
Peace.